welcome back. Pirates got 3 home runs by Jack Suwinski, the rookie. 11 home runs now. 3 home runs and a walk-off. Never been done before by a rookie until today. That's great. They're bringing up more rookies. So, you know, Josh, I want to ask you about this. O'Neal Cruz finally got it together. He's going to come up. How much should he play and where should he play? There's been a lot of debate about left field, shortstop. He wants to be a shortstop. Should he play there?
Well, let's see what he can do at shortstop first. The Pirates don't exactly have Hannes Wagner on the roster right now.
But they have like 16 shortstops.
That's okay. Let him play. And I'm really excited to see him. The Pirates, not only are they really bad, my biggest issue with them, they're boring. There's no one that you get excited to go to the ballpark and see. This kid might be a little different. And I admit, I've only seen the YouTube clips of him. The ball sounds a little different off the bat with him. This is a big-time prospect. This is a unique talent. So I wish he would have been up earlier. I'm glad he's finally up now. And, guys, I kind of like what they're doing, just bringing up a different rookie every other day. It's actually kind of fun to watch.
And they're
right?
bypassing AAA.
Right.
Like in Suwinski.
Fine,
They
yes.
never did that before with the
No, that's good. I think the fans like it.
I don't know if he'll pass or if he'll fail or what his grade will be, Bob, but I do know this. In the old regime, this would never happen. So it's a positive in that regard, but I can't lose sight of the fact they have lost 11 of 13 or something like that. So I'm excited for the young kids. I'm excited for Suwinski, who I think will probably stay for a while now. I think he's cemented his place. But that being said, I don't know, and this was the thing. Whenever the cavalry was on its way, whenever it was Walker and Mercer and McCutchen and those guys, Garrett Cole was coming. Jamison Tyone was coming. Where's the arm? They're changing Quinn Priester's delivery. That's the part that's different.
Holmes, that's
right. People were excited. Well, Paul, people were excited because there were pitchers that were supplementing those position players. There are none now.
Like you said, you know, you've got Priester, but you got Roansy Contreras is obviously the guy that they're banking on being the guy. Charrington said today, actually, that Cruz is going to be a shortstop. So that answers that. You know, I don't know what they're going to do with all the other guys around.
We also have the DH now, which helps.
Exactly. And I think the biggest thing with Cruz is he's got to play. If you're going to bring him up, you got to play and get him as many at bats as possible, and see what he can do with a, to quote Clint Hurdle, a volume of work. So I agree with Josh. It makes the team exciting. It's interesting. I mean, if you think about it, you've got Hayes and you've got Hayes and you got Cruz and maybe Suwinski in right field. I think Reynolds will probably be traded, so he's probably not part of the future.
Interesting you bring that up because in the Athletic, I think it was Jim Bowden who came out and said they should consider that. Wouldn't that go against what they're trying to do? I mean, apparently they want to be competitive here in the next couple of years.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds would be a big, and plus you have 2 more years after this one.
Not if you can get starting pitching. If this organization has proven one thing that has bridged both general managers, the last 2 general managers, and it's sort of still young with Charrington, where's the cultivation of arms? Like, where's the cultivation of starting pitching? If you could get big-time arm prospects for Brian Reynolds, I would have traded him yesterday.
Well, I was going to say, the big difference between the Cardinals and the Pirates, the Cardinals have a bunch of rookies and young guys out there, too, but they also have my man that hit about 90 home runs against them, who they paid how much money to, and Arenado, and they're willing to go do that to supplement their roster. The Pirates haven't shown any inclination that they're going to do anything like that.
It's all about the return you could get. Brian Reynolds is a good player. He's not a great player. He's not somebody, we've got to hold on to Brian Reynolds for the next 10 years. He's not that guy. If you can get a ridiculous return.
You feel the same about David Bednar?
Yeah, and I love him. I think he's really good. He's from here. That's great. But, yeah, if you could get a huge haul for guys like that, it's okay. I don't look at Brian Reynolds as an absolute cornerstone if you can get enough in return. And that's the big question.
All right, we got to take a break on that note. When we come back, we're going to talk about golf. Believe it or not, interesting topic about the LIV players. And are they getting a little bit too much criticism? That's next, right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.